Hey guys, so I need to clear up something else. Um, Once again, there are references to martyrism and kamikaze in my videos. War theme. I can't really be more clear than that. I could try, but I don't think there's a way. Anyway, um, the reference to martyrism is based on the threat that I had received when I found out that the county is involved in human trafficking. By the county, that doesn't mean the whole county, it means the corrupted officials involved. And also to the fact that I have heard stories from people of certain people who have died, like been genuinely taken off the map for knowing things about the county. And so when I make references to martyrism, it's a reference to the fact um, that I am happy to be a martyr, meaning, when I say I have nothing to lose, it means you have nothing to threaten me with because it's not going to work. And when I say that I have no problem being a martyr, it's in reference to the fact that because I have nothing to lose, I don't care if they try to take me off the map. Now, this does sound insane, but this is what happens when somebody has something taken and taken and taken and taken, and then they decide to make a stand. Now, there is a video way down at the bottom on a reference to if I died. Um, Everybody has like a wish of what they want something to happen if they had passed away. That video was also made with the expectation that if anything did happen to me because of the threats that I had received, that hopefully my wishes could be met in that particular case, because I wouldn't be there to speak for myself. And I stand with what I said, and I think the fact that I have refused to back down after the vehicle fire, and because investigators have told me that it does have something to do with the corrupted officials within the county, um, I have not backed down. The vehicle caught fire. I was warned by somebody about it who tried to expose the county a long time ago. So it is easier to say the county or officials without directing it at corrupted, but anybody with a brain in their head already knows like what I'm talking about is the ones that are corrupt. And there is no state or city or county in the United States that is immune to corruption. Power corrupts people. That's just the way the world works. And we've seen it with our politicians too. We've seen it with a lot of police departments, especially recently. It's become a hot topic. And the thing is, it's not really that far out there. It's just within the realm of reality. And you get people like me who start blowing the whistle, and we end up dealing with a lot of bullshit. And some people get scared and back down, and some people end up missing. Some people end up gone. And it has happened here. Does that mean that this county is the only one that this kind of crap has happened in? No, absolutely not. Crap like this has been going on for a long time all around the world. Henderson County, it's just their time to where the bad ones need to be removed from the badge. And one of the things that I've been advocating for is that part of police reform, I need to make a video about the training, but I'm advocating for things like better training to deal with people with mental illness or people who have been on drugs. Better, when some of these officers hit the street after they've been in the academy, they don't really have enough experience to handle things correctly. And that's not corruption, that's just lack of knowledge. And lack of knowledge is a problem that police reform needs to bring attention to. So that's one of the issues as well. You get people that go that they hit the streets and they have no knowledge of certain things, sometimes not even the knowledge of the laws they're supposed to enforce. I feel like police training needs to be a few years with a crash course in some types of laws regarding like domestic this or there are newer laws on internet stalking that not every officer knows about, and that's everywhere. And the reason I am advocating for the end of qualified immunity is because, especially in recent years, it is more often abused and is protecting an officer who is hiding behind it that is involved in a ton of misconduct, who then ends up getting away with it. And then when you end up with a corrupt officer that does a lot of misconduct and gets away with it because of qualified immunity, and that's when you get the crazy people who end up pulling out the big guns, and then they end up going to jail. Okay, I'm not going to name some of the recent events, but most of us already know what I'm talking about. And so that can seal part of the gap between citizens and police to get rid of qualified immunity because it's just not serving the purpose that it was meant to anymore. Whereas if an officer was held by the laws they're supposed to withhold, if they're held accountable for that, then it would be a lot easier to remove the badge from the ones that don't need it. So I'm trying to clear up a few of the rumors that I've heard from locals. I've had friends and other homeless people give me warnings about certain rumors that need to be cleared up. And honestly, most of the time I don't care about rumors, but when it affects my movement, there are times where sometimes it needs to be cleared up. And I'm sure that's going to give the weirdos that are obsessed with me some ideas, by the way, because a lot of them have admitted to watching my videos. It must take up a lot of time and rent in your head. It's rent free, actually. You're not going to get the rent. Maybe you should think about something else and fix your own problems if you're watching this, because I don't really give two shits about the crap you're doing. All I know is that I'm going to make damn sure you're going to get in trouble for it. So that's what I mean by the martyrism, which is what the video started over, but I was able to explain a few other things as well, because if y'all know me, you know that I tend to trail off every single time I try to make a video, and that's my ADHD right there. But you know what? You get these people, they want me to sound crazy so that they can discredit me, or they'll take things that I've commented out of context, or use like the comment Angel Hudson's been talking about, where she only has a screenshot of half of the comment, and the comment was referencing evil people. Hi, Noah's Ark. Okay, but please reference that too, by the way, because the comment was referencing karma for evil people who commit evil acts, which there are a lot of here and everywhere. And anybody that is against karma hitting an evil person, there's definitely something wrong with you. If you take offense to what I said, knowing it's directed at evil people, then you know you're part of the problem unconsciously. And you're reacting to that because you feel like it applies to you. No one's going to feel like it applies to them if they haven't committed an evil act. Like, seriously. But I wanted to clear up the martyr thing, because it is also part of the war theme. Kamikaze on War Machine's window is also part of the war theme. And I honestly don't understand why I even have to clear this up, because there should be enough common sense out there for people to know the difference. And I'm sure there are people that don't need it to be explained to them. But apparently, there are people who need to have the concept of a metaphor or a theme or something explained, because they don't have the whole story and they're willing to make a judgment without the whole story. Y'all have a great night. Everybody stay warm, all right?